We get asked a lot, what is the Haselwood Auto Group? Over the course of the years, we've worked hard to communicate our rich history and tradition and celebrate the legacy that Chuck Haselwood created over 60 years ago and the phenomenal growth that has been created in our company. I think back to the leadership seminars where we talked about where we were 10 years ago, where we are today, saw those differences, experienced that period of time that happened so quickly. Then we would challenge everybody, what do we look like 10 years from now? And ultimately, the only person that could define that and determine who we are and what we are was the 100 eyeballs in that seminar that were looking back at me. Rick Weiler couldn't determine it, Chuck Haselwood couldn't determine it. It's all about the development of our people and for them to be allowed and trained to see the opportunities that presented themselves with our organization that allowed us the ability to grow. So the challenge as we progress from today forward and try and continue that growth is still everybody getting the opportunity seize those opportunities where we have the ability to continue to grow. And again, the question is, what is the Haselwood Auto Group?
How did I get my first job? I was working in drive-thru at Taco Bell, and I always see these guys coming with nice cars. My day off, I came with my dad. I was at 17, and I wait for 5 hours because they were busy selling cars. They could have said, well, who's going to wait here for 5 hours to get an interview? I'm still in high school, still learning English, and they gave me a chance, and then I got hired.
Hello, Jim. Good to see you, my friend. Good. You ready?
I remember my first sale. It's supposed to be the last day of the training. It's done. Tomorrow I can sell cars. And I asked my manager at the time, I said, I'm scheduled 9 to 5. Is it okay if I stay and work? And then next thing I know, this guy pulled in I remember like yesterday, Ford Ranger, and want to look at a Toyota Tacoma. I didn't know anything about it. I think kind of killed him with kindness. And we looked at a truck, we drove it. Next thing I know, he drove home in a brand new Tacoma. I don't know what it is, but I can remember people. I can tell you what make and model they had, why they traded in, what they were telling me about them last time they were here. And when they see this, they're like, oh my gosh, how do you remember all this? Yeah, I listen. Listening to me is when somebody say they want a water, you don't go grab a water, you go grab a ice, you go grab a cup and ask them, do they want to be served? I don't sell cars. I don't sell a lot of cars. I'm in service. I try to serve people. That's one thing I think I do. Yeah, I miss the days. Looking back at the days I was washing cars and cleaning cars. I was pretty happy running around, driving the nice cars. I still miss it. That's why I still do it every now and then. You see me, I've got a towel in my hand, wiping the customer's car. I take the car in the back and give it a wash and vacuum. It's just a work habit I have. Overall, for me, it was just an opportunity. They could have said, hey, you know what? You don't know how to drive a manual transmission. You don't speak good English. You wait here for 5 hours to make $4.20 some an hour. They gave me a chance. I'm thankful for the chance and opportunity. I know my family is. I know my kids are. So I'm thankful. I'm thankful for what I have.
I'm a renter. That's what I do. A renter? Renter is just somebody that his whole life's about fixing things. It doesn't matter what it is. If somebody, has a lawnmower that needs to be fixed or a bicycle, the chain came off of it, and you fix it for them, and away you go. I'm not a guy that likes to sit and work on a computer or stuff like that nature. I like to be up and doing and hands-on repair kind of guy. I started here in 1982 washing cars and then moved up into detail and then into repair of the cars. My wife got pregnant and we got pregnant, I should say, and I needed to get a better job. So I went up and talked to Chuck. I told him I wanted to work on the Honda, so they moved me over into the shop and helped grow me into a technician. The tools that we have, it's a personal preference. You like Snap-on, you like Mac. You still have a combination of tools that fits that's an impact wrench. It's an electric impact. Each noise is distinct and different. They tell us the story of what's wrong with the car. That's the Fed Express truck. My proudest moment here is when Rick Weiler personally asked my son if he wanted to become a technician for Toyota. He went to school and became a technician. I grew up working for West Hills Honda and the Weiler Auto Group. I was just a kid when I came here, and now I'm a middle-aged man, and my family is now working here at this auto group. It means the world to me. I love this job. That sound is a horn from a Honda Civic.
1992, Mr. Haselwood bought Alan Martin Chevrolet. Mrs. Haselwood jokes about it all the time, but I was part of the contract to buy the building. I came with the building. I'm the man who keeps everything running all the time. I can fix anything. No matter what it is, I can fix it. When I got out of the Navy with all my degrees, I put in for Boeing to be an engineer. And I told them, well, this is only temporary. When Boeing calls, I'm going to go forget my engineering job. That was 31 years ago. So I'm still waiting. I've always started work at 4 o'clock in the morning. My job is to go through every building and check everything. A perfect day, I come in the morning, I make my tour, I find absolutely nothing wrong. Everything works, every light's on, everything's perfect. How can you ask for any more than that? What do I want to be remembered for here? That I did a good job for the company. That I made a difference. That I really helped. If they remember me that way, I've done everything I need to do. I've had some exciting days, but never a bad one. And if you can have that, I'm pulling for you. Let me leave you with this. Anybody who comes to work here, if it's what you want and you can make it your vocation, your reason for being, you will flourish here like nowhere else. It's been the best ride I've ever had. And that's saying something.
What is Haselwood Auto Group?
We are Haselwood Auto Group.